This is one of the bonus conversations that we had last night in the visionary program, attachments and aversions. So most people walk around being really attached to things, if you noticed. People have to agree, if you need people to agree with you, if you need everything to work out just the way you wanted it, if you need to be right about something, if you need life in any way to look like how you think it should look before you can be okay, then you have an attachment. From most people who say they're in love are actually in attachment. Most people are in relationships together to get something from each other and fix each other and change each other so that you can feel better about yourself, right? That's all attachment. The flip side of that is aversion. If you're Mr. Contrary or Mrs. Contrary, you disagree with everything anybody says. We've all met that person. Or you have to be the opposite of somebody. You have to be the opposite of something. A good example is some people from their childhood choose to be the opposite of their parents. And, however they are, you choose to be the opposite of that. And some people from their childhood choose to be exactly like their parents. But either way, there's no freedom. That's not actually you being you, right? In your divine sovereignty and from the highest resonance choosing your path. It's not that. It's not freedom. So most people are attached or averse to almost everything in their life. And it's the opposite of freedom. And attachment and aversion is really the opposite sides of the same coin. So whether you have to have everything your way, or you're just overly agreeable, or overly rebellious, overly contrary, it's all not freedom, right? You're still absolutely affected and impacted and kind of at the mercy or at the effect of everything outside of yourself, right? People just express it in different ways. And what's available on the other side of attachments and aversions, right, is actually being able to chart your own path. It's like freedom. So, on the other side of being attached or being averse, and by the way, being acquiescent, having to agree, is an aspect of attachment. Like you're attached to people liking you, you're attached to having people agree with you or agreeing with other people, and you become acquiescent. So, whether you're acquiescent or rebellious or, attached or contrary, it's all the same thing of what I'm talking about. And so on the other side of all that, if you let all that go, what's available is your sacred yes and your sacred no. Like, this is who I am, and this is what I give my life to, and this is what I choose to have be important to me. Or this is not what I choose to have my life about. This is not what I choose to have be important to me. This is not what I choose to follow. Like, I choose not to run my life by what other people think. Or I do choose to love my life by asking myself the question, what would love have me do here? Right? But that comes from freedom, and that comes from the other side of attachment and aversions. So attachments and aversions, no freedom. Your divine, sacred yes, sacred no, freedom. The only job you have in the world is to be you. The only way you could fail is by trying to be something that you're not or someone that you're not. And by the way, everybody's taken. It's your difference that makes the difference. Everybody's trying to win the test by looking at someone else's test, and we all have a different test. So just be you. Attachments and aversions.